Now this one, we're out of seeds. This one can happen. You know, we've used a bunch of seeds so far, and this is, and even if you had seeds, you might not want to do 11,000 seeds. We've done it a few times already, but maybe you wouldn't. This is where we're going to not just want to do combat, but we have to do combat because there's nothing I can do to replenish seeds unless I just sit and wait. And since we're doing this video now, I'm not going to have you sit and wait. Now, here's what I want to tell you about combat. And this is the video I wish I'd been able to come up with, because the guy who did the video that we looked at was very clear about it and made it seem very simple. And I hadn't really gathered this before. I kind of figured, you know, when you look at these things, that the more of these things that are colored you have, the better you're off. So you don't want to do the ones that just have 2. You'd love to do the ones that have 5. Sometimes the most you'll have is 4. So you have to make a guess on which is best. But none of the rest of these are as good as this one. But what he pointed out is there's colors to these. And if you look above where I'm at, there's like a color chart for this, and it tells me that the blue is about even. The purples and the greens have 4 out of 5, so they're really strong. But we don't even have any greens. So this is where, when we change from the barracks to the training grounds to the mercenary squad, we can see a difference. So if we go back to the same character here, which is, you know, we're starting out with the sword acrobat, which is our infantry, our light infantry. And if we look at this, we see that rather than just having 4 out of 5, he has 5 out of 5 for the purple, and that's going to be our best choice. So we're going to put all 5 in that way, auto fight, and that's going to go right through on the first wave and right through on the second wave. We're going to go up here to the big boss. We could do this one, but I'm just going to do this by combat anyways, because I want to make sure you get an idea of how this combat works. This is mostly what I wanted this video to be about, was to show you this combat technique. I think most of you probably have catering. The idea with the pattern that I use may be different than what some of you are doing. If that helps, I'm glad I was able to impart that to you. But let's look at this again. Now here we have some that are better than others, but still one stands out above all the rest. So we want the heavy melee units. The red in this are about even. There's nothing we can do about that. The blues, though, we can try to find the higher blue. Now in this case, the blue is going to be the Orc Warrior, and I don't have enough of these. I've been not making these up as much. I won't even go into the details. It'd take too long to explain. I am going to go, for the purposes of all of this, and just use 3 of these full fellows, and then we'll just use the other 2 that are at least at rank 4 for the blues. And that'll get us through, so that's all we're really concerned about. Now I got to go through 12 hours. Oh, I have another mystery chest. Now we're in the laboratory. And this is me. We've got the laboratory to do, 4 of these. Now, you could cater in here, but the costs start to become prohibitive. Not so much with these, but these costs get to be outrageous. You know, I'm not going to give up 110,000 mana, even if I have a good amount. That's just crazy. And, you know, these are really starting to impinge on my supplies. Some of these, obviously, I've got 252,000 there, but 15,000 is going to take a hit on my moonstone. So obviously I need to actually get into the trader and do some things, but I'm just not going to deal with these on the 3rd level, because not only are these amounts different, but the difficulty level is higher, and the pattern doesn't work as smoothly on the third tier, where we're in the laboratory there, as it does on the first two. So we're going to fight again. Here is our star. We're looking at yellows being the prime object. That's going to be doing the Banshee. So we're going to do 5 of that across the board. Both waves. We come here. Look, this one doesn't even have anything. How bad's that? Now here's an interesting one. We've got nothing there and only 1 there, but this we've got all 5 in the next, and we've got 4 in this one. This one gives us options, and that's really good, because if we were to look, say, at this one, this would not be our first choice, because we'd go with the 5s, obviously, rather than the ones that have just 4 like this. But this one, the combat units are about even in the yellow. And despite the fact that there's 4 of these, we don't have an edge where we would if there were blue or green. In these, the yellows have an edge. They're not about even. They're 4s, even though they're not 5s. And this one has the red about even, but since there's a red in there, we're going to take that because this gives us the higher red, because it's got those four swords. So we've got the best chance with this one coming from the sorceress, and we're going to use that. Now, here we are with a little more straightforward one. This one again, even though there's more of the red, you know, there's not much we can do about them, but we can try to look for a better blue, which of course is going to be the same sort of thing I ran into before, because I don't have enough orcs, and that's a problem I've probably got that nobody else has, because well, again, we won't get into that. And we'll do combat here. This one's got full. Now here's a dilemma for you. We've got these with one of each of the green and the blue, which are strong, and 3 of the yellow that are about even. Well, about even's not what we want. We want stronger stuff. This is a 5, but this is a 4, but it's got the higher ranged 4, where we've got four swords on the yellow and 4 swords on the blue. Even if we're missing one, this is really a stronger unit than this one as far as its comparison to the opposing troops. So we're going to use everything in that unit. And that one we had 3 rounds that we went through. All right. This one, we've got the same situation we had in the last one, pretty much. This one's got the green and the purple strong, but it has just about even on the blue, where we've got 2 of those. This has only green and blue, but they're both strong. I'm going to use this one, because I think this will be a stronger combination with those 2 4-sword units opposing the enemy than just 1 4-sword unit and about even. Or I should say 3 4-sword units and about 1 even. But still, I've got 4 4-sword units here. So that's why I'm going to try this one. And somewhere, I've got a chest again. There it is. Now these 2 are both maxed up. So let's see what we got here. This one's got the red and the purple at 4, and this one's got the purple at even. So that's kind of a given. and we'll take archers. Something to keep in mind too, whether you're doing manual combat or auto combat, the archers always go first. So whenever you have an option with archers, they are probably your best bet because they get initiative over everybody else, and that means they get the first shot at the enemy. So if it comes down to where these two would somehow have been evenly balanced, I'd have chosen the archers over the two, not just because of the colors, but because I know that they get the first shot. Now I don't have any clear-cut thing here. This one again, we've got one 4-star 4-stored green, one 4-stored purple, and then even for the blues, this one has 4-star blues and green, but no yellow. But I think this one's going to be stronger because it's got more 4 stars. So we're going to use all of these. But that one didn't work. I was probably wrong. So we will go with these. Which was the way to go in this case, because the 5-star was the best choice. Now, I should point out, too, that some people are very particular about going through these things, and they would be checking out what my squad size against the enemy squad size is, and they'll be checking out how my losses are when we go through each one of these. You can do that. You can be very analytical about this. I have great respect for the people that do that. I don't want to spend the time on it, personally. I go for a little more of a cumulative approach and just look at what patterns are working for me and stick with that. And generally, once I've found the pattern sticking, then I'm pretty satisfied and things work out well. But you'll find a lot of people that'll do statistically checking these things, and I don't know how you do this one statistically. It would be a bear. Probably even worse with my pattern theory. So this one's going to be our best bet. Not great, really. We've got some decent mage units, but we're just about even on the light melee, but there's just nothing else going on in any other options. So we're going to try that. And that one goes through 3 rounds, so that's good. That brings us to just 2 away. Burning through these time instants. Now we've got the 3 green there, which are high ranged, and it's about even here. We've got 3 4 stars and nothing else. Here we've got 2 4 stars, but 3 about evens, so this is going to be a stronger unit. And that's probably where I screwed it up on that one where I lost before. This one's clear cut. What do we got though? We've got blue and purple and green. We don't have much green, but we do have better purple this way, and we'd still have the green about even, so that's where we want to be. Let's go again. Now here, this one obviously is not going to be our choice, but we've got 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. We've got 3 4s, no 5s. This one, the blue, which is most common, is about even. That's probably not going to be the one we choose. This one's got a 4-star blue. This one's got a 4-star blue and one 4-star green, which is going to beat this one because this one is about even on the red. So let's choose the golems, the heavy ranged units. Now you notice I keep using the same unit. This isn't always going to be the way I do this. On occasion I will mix up which things I put in. But for the most part, these are all going to be pretty clear cut because of the colors that we're seeing here. What are strong against other things. You know, the more strength you have against the others is better. Here we've got yellow, so we want to have high strength in yellow, and we've got 3 swords in red, and then the purple's about even, and that's better than anything else we've got out of any of the other options. So we'll use all of those. Sometimes you may get something where you have those 3 different options on the line, and you may find that mixing a couple of those up will make for a better chance for you to make sure you go through. And this is the last segment of the laboratory. Only really got these 3, but it is 3 very different things. This one's probably not going to count. It is 3 4-stars, but we can do that good here, 3 4-stars, plus we get a light ranged unit that's about even. This one isn't going to compare. So we're at the archers, and of course we know the archers actually have initiative, so they're going to be our best unit anyways. And look, we're 3 away. Here we don't have a 5 either. We've got the sorceress has 4, and the heavy ranged has 4. This one has 3 that are at our 4 sword, but we have 4 sword that are for the 3 that are here. Plus we have the mage unit, and this one we have about even for the ones where you have most. So the mage is clearly the mage, or the sorceress in this case, is clearly where we want to go. Now, if we go to the Banshee, she's got 5-star rather than 4-star. So that's going to kick things up. Here, this is going to be our best. We're going to look and see, and yeah, if we click it over into the training center units, we can take Cerberus instead of taking just the sword acrobat, the light melee, and we'll get a little better rather than having about even on the blue, the 2 blues, and 4-star on the purples, the 3 of those. We're going to get 5-star on the purple and the about even, so that's going to be much better. That's where we want to be. And then this is the last one in the Spire. This one's going to be 3 rounds, or waves I should say. 3 waves in the round. This one's got a clear-cut 5-star that's way above everybody else. He's got about even on the reds, which are our most populous thing, and he's got 2 blues that are 4-star. Let's see if we can come up with 3 blues. Well, normally we could, but I'm all out of orcs because of that, so we're just going to chance it with this. And it goes through. And I get the Dream Genie. So this is probably not a perfect explanation of using the colors in combat. It's probably not a perfect explanation of my idea of doing catering with a pattern. But hopefully it gives you some ideas, and hopefully those of you that are still having trouble with the Spire, these will give you an edge to make things a little easier. I don't have a lot of other suggestions otherwise. This is what works for me. There are a lot of other things out there you can try that people have talked about, but it's hard to find videos for auto combat. There's a lot of videos about manual combat, and manual combat will give you a chance to lose less troops, but it does take longer, and you have to figure out how to actually do it. You have to know exactly which troops are best against which troops, so you're going to have to do a little studying and memorizing. If you want to keep doing auto combat, then this is a method to try. Hopefully this will work for you. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Otherwise, that is going to pretty much wrap us up for the day. So good luck to you all. Happy times in the Spire. Oh, and I should say one other thing. This combat pattern is not just for the Spire. It does work when you're going through provinces and through the tournament if you're doing auto combat. So if you find that you do better in the Spire with this combat style, please, please, please use that in your auto combat in the tournament as well, because that will help you and give you more consistency, more consistent wins. So, thank you.